Myself, Caroline Pierce, and Eve Edwards here to round up all the action and give you that all-important information as to who qualified in every division. So let's take a look at those playoff standings. It was exciting.
It was very exciting. We had a lot of finishes tonight.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the seedings first. And we're going to start with the lightweight bracket. There were no lightweight fights tonight. Johnny Case got a walkover after Jason Hyde didn't make weight. And we see there he gets the spot fighting against the leader of the division in Nathan Schultz.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough fight. That's a tough fight for everyone. It's been a tough fight for everyone so far this season. But the fight that I'm really looking forward to in that division is Rashid Ragomedov and Will Brooks.
Yeah.
I've trained with both those guys. Both those guys have trained with each other for a very long time. They know each other well. And I want to see how they make the adjustments because I know who's the better guy in the gym, but I won't tell.
Maybe we'll get you to tell afterwards. Okay, we had a middleweight fight tonight to decide the 8th spot in the middleweight standings and who qualified for the playoffs. And it was Sadabusi that got the result tonight. And what a performance from him, Eve.
Great performance. He was able to keep range, and he fought a completely different fight than he did with Bruno Santos. He kept the range, landed that question mark kick off of the lead leg, and then he just bombed in with big punches and got himself the stoppage that he needed to ensure that playoff spot. Look at the technique that he used. He kept his range, and that's a big deal for Sadabu. He needs to keep range to be effective. That's his best area in the fight game, the striking department, and he was able to do so tonight and ensure himself that spot.
The Swedish Denzel Washington came to fruition tonight. Look, let's look up the middleweight bracket. And what is crazier, he actually now rematches with Bruno Santos. I spoke to him backstage, and he said that he wants that rematch. He wants to right the wrong of their last fight.
Yeah, we'll see if he's made the adjustments necessary to beat a guy like Bruno Santos. But the fight I'm really interested in is Abus Magomedov and Umletov.
Okay.
How is Magomedov going to be when he's facing a countryman for $1 million? That's a big deal. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of Dagestani fighters fighting Dagestani fighters outside of Dagestan. So this is a very tough fight. I'm looking forward.
Well, obviously representing the German flag there.
He is representing Germany.
But that rivalry will still be there, I'm sure. Okay, on to the heavyweights. This was an interesting one. We had Kyle Alencar against Mike Kyle, and that was a fight where they had to get a finish in order to progress to the playoffs, and it didn't happen.
It did not happen. Both of these men looked like they started to tire after they started out at a sprint. Mike Kyle landed a big shot early in the first round, and he wasn't able to follow it up. And what happened was when Kyle Alencar got it back to his feet, he was able to tie Kyle up, get him to the ground, and just wear on him, grind on him. Now, he wasn't able to secure the submission. He was attacking with quite a few submissions from the top position. But Kyle, the smaller man, was able to reverse him at times, protect himself, defend himself very often. What I did not like was how Kyle was willing to engage him in the grappling department. Here we see him trying to get to that guillotine. As soon as he was taken down, that guillotine was lost. Alencar was able to pass, and then in these trading situations, Alencar was tired. He was the one whose hands were dropping, but he was pressing forward, getting to the positions that he needed to get the takedown. Once we got into the 3rd round, though, we knew that the fight was over. None of these guys were going to make it to the playoffs.
Neither made it, which meant Josh Copeland got that spot. Sitting watching at home, he clinched his spot. And which fight are you looking out for in this?
You know, there are 2 fights that are exciting, Jack May and Nicholson, Alex Nicholson, but the fight I'm really interested in is Tiller and Rochalt. You know, having a rematch, Tiller's not going to be able to surprise Rochalt again, and Tiller is going to have to really prove that his wrestling defense is as strong as it was in their first fight, because Rochalt is really going to step his game up. He knows what he's facing now.
Okay, well, Paul Bradley and Henderson Ferreira in the welterweight division took to the cage tonight, and Henderson Ferreira, he came out. Looking for that playoff spot, and he got it.
He came out on fire. I mean, he came out and he had the kind of power that Ray Cooper has. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited to see him in the playoffs. He fought a tough wrestler in Paul Bradley, but landed a big body kick, followed up with punches, and put Bradley on his butt immediately. Bradley tried to build up to his knees, but Fajeda was on top of him with just a jackhammer style of punches, and the referee had to step in there to save Bradley. Now, with Alan Fajeda's in the playoffs, we will see if he can do the same thing in his first round against Rick Story, because Rick Story is a powerful wrestler. That's a fight that I'm very, very excited about. Rick Story and Henderson Fajeda. All of these fights are going to be tough, though, in that division.
And let's not forget as well that Ferreira has beaten Ray Cooper in his last fight. If both of them get through, they could face one another in the semi-finals. That would be an interesting fight. Okay, let's move on now to the featherweight. And tonight in action was Idrisov and Becerra. I mean, not a good night for Idrisov.
Both of Idrisov's nights were not good nights for him. But Brazzetta, he really showed us something tonight. He was able to dictate the pace. He put pressure on Idrizov, but Idrizov is a great striker. Look at Idrizov working that outside, but Brazzetta was able to land big shots from the outside and cause Idrizov to back up. He monitored him, kept him on his back on the fence so there was nowhere for him to go, and landed that bicycle knee. The first knee fakes him, the second knee lands cleanly. Idrizov goes down, Brazzetta is able to land more shots. Brazzetta came in very quiet, but now he's very, very loud, and he made his way into the playoffs, and I'm excited to see how he does it.
And he only fought just 1 month ago. Fantastic performance. Well, let's look at this featherweight playoff brackets and fight that stands out to you. What you're looking forward to, Eve?
The fight that stands out to me is Andre Harrison and Brazzetta. Why? They fought before. Andre Harrison is undefeated. He won a unanimous decision in that fight, but the way Brazzetta showed up tonight, if he could bring that kind of heat to Andre Harrison's zero is a whole lot of danger. I'm so excited about that. My tongues just won't work. It just won't work. Listen to me. I don't even know English anymore. Calm down.
Let's move on to the light heavyweights. This was the one where there was lots to be decided. There was 3 fights in the light heavyweight standards, kicking off with Emiliano, now my tongue's not working, Sordi against Jason Butcher, and Sordi again, newcomer to the PFL, and well, you explain what happened here.
He just made a read and boop, hit him with that uppercut. I mean, he saw that uppercut on the first exchange. Here it comes. There's the uppercut. He sees that it's going to land, so he sits down on the second one and puts his opponent down onto his knees, and he's a powerful puncher. So he's made his way into the playoffs, and he's going to have to bring that power with him. We've only seen him inside the cage for a few seconds. 16 seconds. I can hold my breath longer than that. I cannot blink for that long. My stair cams, those are at least 16 seconds long. So we're going to see a tough fight there. But O'Connell came out and he fought Ataev. Ataev showed his experience. He showed his kickboxing background, and he was able to keep Sean on the outside, land big shots, and get Sean backing up. Sean is very good in a brawl. Anytime Sean planted his feet and Ataev was able to get into the brawl, he just bailed out of it. Set him up to land that back kick to the liver. He covered him everywhere Sean tried to move to. He was able to cover, land that spinning back kick to the liver, take Sean out, and get himself that playoff berth. And now he has a chance at that $1 million also.
Absolutely. Sean had already qualified, of course, with those 5 points going in. And the final fight of the night was Rama against Abdullah from Australia. Yeah,
and both of these men are strikers. They came out hard, and they were trading punches immediately from the get-go. We saw Rama put the brace on Jamie Abdallah, and then Jamie flipped the coin and turned it back around. Both these men had their moments. Both of them looked good on the outside. Both of them looked good in the striking department. Rama was able to get a few takedowns in this fight and get to some good positions, but when he was pressing the action with the striking, he forced Jamie Abdallah to shoot some takedowns. Abdallah is the wrestler. Yeah. In these positions here, I fully expected Rama to be able to secure a submission or at least secure a position to land big shots. But the doctor decided that the fight was not going to be able to continue. He decided that Jamie Abdallah was not able to continue. He was hurt too much. His eye was closed shut, and you can't see. If you can't see, you can't fight. And because of that, the doctor stopped it. Jamie Abdallah loses. Rama picks up a couple points and makes it into the playoffs.
Well, what's absolutely crucial here, let's look at the brackets, is that because it was stopped before the 3rd round, Shamilinho picks up those 5 points and he qualifies, knocking out of a spot Brandon Halsey, who beat him in a similar way last time. So very interesting. But again, I want to know what the fight is you're looking out for.
Oh, man. Well, we don't know anything about Sordi. We've only seen him for 16 seconds, but we've seen Ataev. We've seen him dominate a fight and then get caught in the end, and we saw him dominate Sean O'Connell today. So what I want to see is how Sordi deals with a guy like that, because Sordi is a man who likes to get finishes, but so is Ataev.
Okay, well, that wraps up all the brackets for the different weight divisions. Let's take a look now at the playoff schedule, which begins in October, and we kick off in New Orleans on Friday, October the 5th, 10 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be our featherweights and our heavyweights. We move on Saturday, October 13th. Long Beach, California, back over to the West Coast for the first time there, where we'll see the light heavyweights and we'll see our lightweights. And then, of course, we finish in Washington, D.C., October 20th, before we move on to the PFL Championship on the 31st of December to decide who walks away with that $1 million. It's been quite a regular season so far.
It has been, and we're going to have a great end of the season, playoffs and championship. 6 millionaires on New Year's Eve. Guys moving into the new year in a whole new tax bracket.
That's it. Well, don't forget to join us in October for the first of those playoffs from New Orleans. But that is it from us here at the Ocean Resort Casino, Atlantic City, where we saw all the fighters qualify or get the qualifying spots for the playoffs. That'll be in October. We will see you then. From myself, Karen Pierce, and Eve Edwards, it's good night.